Welcome to Class Notes. Tonight we are looking at the water element. As we work through the phases of ninjutsu, tonight we are looking at the water element. Before we start, if you could take a second to subscribe to our channel and drop us a like, it would be very appreciated. Thank you and enjoy.
Kind of go about 3/4 degrees right kind of in front of this foot, so I can step right through him. All right, so I'm not winding up with my leg cocked like this. I'm not taking that chance. I'm just coming here and instead of going straight back, I'm going to just a couple legs, so I can step right in front of that foot, boom, and then go right from there. Okay, so I see a lot of people, they kind of maybe catching back in here, they kind of get tied up here. No, just go right in front of them. Okay, makes sense? Go.
And punch shaping, arm shaping on your punch, different strikes for different positions. If right now we're kind of playing this as sort of a general kind of a side step and we're stepping through. And what I'm seeing some folks do is they're kind of hitting with a weird alignment. So if I'm stepping through to hit somebody and my hand has traveled really far outside of my body at point of impact right here, force is going this way, counter force is going back that way, and I don't really have anything past my elbow that's supporting that. So when we're working on this, as I'm coming back through, I want this guy to be straight. It can sort of turn over a little bit, particularly if I'm dealing with a taller person where I have to maybe, their arm might not be as low and I need a little more clearance. But at point of impact, you want a nice straight line going all the way back to your shoulder as you're coming through on this. Might not be a bad idea at some point here. I might steal a few of you, grab a pad, and we'll just practice some punching here for a few minutes just to kind of get familiar with that. But does everybody see what I'm saying? If we were like, kind of here where we're a little closer and all of a sudden now like this starts to feel really weird. I'm certainly not stepping through. This also becomes things like elbows or elbows. It can be other types of strikes, the shito, which we haven't really played with today, but there are other things to do. I just want to make sure we're not landing our shots with this alignment with nothing supporting what we're doing. Does that make sense? Yep. Excellent. Cool. Keep on going. Keep going.
Now behind you, look. Look here. So now that punch is really tough. His face isn't in the right place. I'm going to come back, but I'm actually going to use my leg this time. Here. Now this could be an arm bar. This could be a hit, but I really want to see that leg do the work. All right. Now I'm not kicking him. I am literally coming back through, and he just happens to be there. Okay, and I can do myriad of things from here. All right, do we see it? This is a lot more complicated than it looks. Don't make it more so. One, I'm behind him. Shift your hips, turn, rotate. You can hold on the arm if you want, and just your shin is going to go right behind their knee, and I'm going to step to about here. Okay, I'm not going to do this hard. It's the weight of my body stepping there. And Matt now has to contend with all my weight coming through. All right. So don't go hard on this. I don't want wrecked knees. But again, it's not a hit. This is a walk through to get you to here. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, go ahead.
When I'm talking about tapping, so I'm doing this attack here, and my job right now is I'm kind of stepping in behind this knee and I'm taking my partner down and forward. I'm gonna mess this up. And here's the cool part. If you mess this up, you actually haven't done anything really bad. You're just taking this technique, this sequence in a different direction. If I think of my kick's path as coming up, then what ends up happening is we get that sort of dynamic. I'm sort of stepping through and coming up. This lifts the leg and puts him in a different position. If I come through flat and even, sometimes it'll trap it down. Sometimes it will just sort of displace the leg a little bit. You can see here, it kind of knocked it right down. I want you to be either coming in with a flatter path on the kick, or the scepter. It's not really a kick, as Mr. White mentioned. Or think maybe even just a little bit up to down, where I'm kind of I have a little bit of an arc coming into it. And again, you can slow that down and be gentle on one another. You know, we'll try not to be the UK who has the knee of iron that doesn't bend. Because if it doesn't bend, then you break it the other way.
Yeah.
But does everybody see what I'm saying? All right, cool. Sounds good. Let's roll. That's it.
So as he does that, I'm going back. Up. Crash in. All right. Just get to about here to start. Okay, so all I'm doing is he's coming through. Back. Whoa! And crashing back in. Okay? I'm raising my hands, stepping back, bringing him along, crashing back in from there. Okay?
To make this easier, if this is your first time looking at this, can I be your
Sure, sir.
So you'll see Mr. White's kind of going back with his left side.
Yep.
His left arm is covering, and he's kind of coming offline just a little bit. Now he can shift his hips to come back into me to deliver that shot. He has a little bit of a step there too, as we see it. He's not just doing it with his hands or even just his upper body. He has a little bit of a step as he kind of adds that lean. So just want to make sure everyone's kind of clear with which side we're working when we work on this. That's all.
Good. Wading into water tonight. So thank you for that. Good job, Matt. Good job.
Yeah. If you do well enough at it, you're passing water.
Oh!
See, there we go. Yeah, I just want to dive right in. All right, Adam, get out here. You do the last one. You're first up. So just for fun, we'll throw in a bit of a grab here. And for right now, I'm just gonna let my partner's gonna grab me. He's gonna do actually just a cross grab to start. We'll go ahead and cross grab this. So why might he be grabbing? I punched him. He's trying to move my hand away. Maybe he's trying to push my hand down so he can throw the punch at me. And I really like that as maybe an energy for us to practice this with, because here's what won't happen in a real fight. You know, we're talking, his hands are up, I decide I want to hit him. probably not a realistic attack, but his hands are up, we're talking, and I decide I want to hit him. I'm pinning this hand down, I'm stepping forward, and I'm going to deck this poor guy. So yikes, we don't have a lot of time here. Maybe this is a surprise. He's going to go ahead and grab his hand and push out away. Fantastic. All we're going to do is we're going to kind of absorb this a little bit and step off at a bit of an angle to get our hands back up. That's all we're doing. I'm breaking this down into step by step, but the idea is my hands are up, just kind of stepping off, getting a little bit of distance, and here we are. He's gonna have to, if he wants to continue his attack, either turn back to face me, which gives him the same pulling angle on the arm, or he might try to turn and throw through it. There's options at his disposal, so let's take those away. Yeah, just kind of coming off. All I'm gonna do from here is I'm going to cup over the wrist, I'm gonna step through it, I'm gonna roll up over this arm just to kind of get this little basic, arm bar. By myself. Geez, this is getting pushed down. I'm not stepping straight back. He's gonna punch me. If I'm on a line, I'm kind of going off at a bit of a 45-degree angle and turning. That gets my hands up. Now we can sort of step through and take that arm. How does that sound? Does anybody need to see that or feel that? I may decide I don't want to kind of be in a spot where I feel like, oh God, Jesus, I ran into this and this thing's a monster. We can use kind of more of a kotoryu feel, one of the arts here, where we're gonna kind of pop that arm off, and I'll be gentle with you, Paul, here. So we still kind of drifted off. We've got our hands up, and we have this little bit of a juicy elbow moment. All we're gonna do is we're gonna shift back in. This little hand is gonna kind of come in, pop this up and over, and we got a nice easy shot right to legs and a potential gi grab after that. If you're wearing a dark gi, you can practice that and play with where you might want to go on the ending. I'll leave the ending up to you. That's all.
Now here to there, right? So if I'm here and I need Paul's shoulders to go down there, I'm never going to do it with me in this position. Do we understand? I need to be out where his shoulders will be. All of me. Not just some of me. All right? Not just part of me. All of me out where his shoulders are going to be.
He's probably gonna pop and then return his hands. So, boom, here we go. That's our attack. if I stay, so almost everyone does this, natural instinct is that comes out and they'll move straight back, which is fine until the next 2 or 3 punches come in, then we run into the wall and we get nailed. So we're gonna be drifting off at a little bit of an angle, again, kind of back. And all I'm gonna do is kind of let my left hand right now, I'm just gonna take these knuckles and just kind of pop into the back of the arm there. Just kind of, whoa. If we miss, I'm at least still in a safer spot than I would have been otherwise. So one more time. 1. He doesn't like that. He's after his jab. He's going to turn and he's going to throw a right hand where I am. So I'm far away. He's having to step. Left first. That right is coming through. Boom. That's the attack. Sweet. Excellent. Let's go again. 1, 2. Just kind of lining up right off that. So you can see I have Leslie attacking. Yep, left jab. 1, 2. Well, from here we have lots of potential options. It's gonna be a little bit dependent on how they step and where they go, but I really like this idea. 1, 2, of having this front leg up and available so we can snap into the groin or kick into a thigh or knee. If I'm standing like this, I can't really do that. Movement 1, Ichimonji. Movement 2, Ichimonji. Boom, boom. Now Ikata. Great. It's 2 45-degree movements. 1, 2. Okay, just moving to there. Backwards moving, Ichimonji. That's what we're gonna practice. Ichimonji is Japanese, essentially for first position. Depending on the art, Ichimonji might look a little different. For our purposes right now, it's 2 hands up, weight somewhat back on this leg, so I'm not here. I'm rather here, shoulders over hips. Here we are. I should feel like I have a little bit of space to rock back and forth here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to step in with a right lunging grab, like I'm going to kind of grab Mr. Ryder's throat. He's going to do an Ichimonji over up to the other side. Boom, good. Not bad. So that was kind of a sideways movement. Let's come on back. And I'm going to have him do 45 degrees instead. Good, that's the idea. Sweet. Now my next line is if he's moved out of the way and I want to keep attacking him, he was here, now he's here. I'm going from this line. He's going to go back to the inside. Boom, there we go. Not bad. Can I touch my partner? If I can't, they're doing good in terms of positioning and placing. If he ended up here and I could touch my partner, we're not getting enough distance, or we're not using enough angle. So all this is doing is this is just drilling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just practicing this movement. You can't do this enough, particularly when you're wearing a legging. You can't do this enough. Does anyone have any questions or need to see that again?
Thank you again for watching. If this is something you liked, then check out our last video we did on the wind element. Thank you again and see you on the mat.